And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. But when I turn to party, this drunk and they got me wet. So, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. We could be breaking, scraping, winding up and misbehaving.
Tonight, a former political hopeful convicted of sex crimes. Also, a Bahamian Nazi sentenced to 20 years. And later, the business community sounds off on Eleuthera power woes. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janelle Longley, and thanks for joining us. Off the top tonight, a disgraced former political hopeful meeting his fate in the Supreme Court this week. A loud and clear verdict by the jury now paves the way for sentencing in a case where the judiciary is seeking to strongly condemn sexual violence against those who are vulnerable in society. Our Jose Etienne is joining me live in studio to discuss. Jose?
Janelle, former political hopeful, 51-year-old Marlon Newton, now a convicted sex offender, has been unanimously found guilty of having unlawful sex with a teenage boy. Newton, who once lobbied for the Democratic National Alliance's nomination in Southern Shores for the 2017 general election, is now facing years behind bars. Prosecutors say he preyed on a 17-year-old boy who needed a place to stay on 2 occasions in 2019. According to court testimony, Newton claimed that the act was consensual, but the judge flatly rejected that, stating that the teen could not legally consent under the law. The Supreme Court heard damning testimony from doctors and police officers who investigated the case, and now Newton is being held at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services until his sentencing on October 2nd. Janelle.
All right, thank you. That was our Jose Etienne live in studio for us. Tonight, Brandon Clint Russell, a Bahamian-born neo-Nazi, has been sentenced to 20 years behind bars in a U.S. federal prison for conspiring to attack power substations in the Baltimore area. Russell was handed down the maximum sentence by a federal judge in the same city, where he was also ordered a lifetime of supervised release, including electronic monitoring. The 30-year-old is a dual citizen of the Bahamas and the United States. Prosecutors say he coordinated with his girlfriend, Sarah Beth Clandaniel, to plan a series of sniper attacks to target the city's energy grid. The pair intended to execute the plan during winter to maximize its impact. Also in news from the courts, legal minds continue to probe the case of a man who ruthlessly attacked a mother on a bus stop last year. Sonia Timothy Knowles, attorney for Lovato Knowles, questioning whether the accused was capable of forming criminal intent during the attack, citing his mental issues. The accused has reportedly been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. However, prosecutors charged him with causing dangerous harm to LaShonda Roll, who was left with broken legs and a broken nose. She was attacked shortly after getting off a jitney on Blue Hill Road. Her attacker, captured on video, made rounds on social media. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. John Dillett said Knowles was suffering from delusions when staff at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center saw him in March of 2025. According to Dillett, Knowles was admitted to Sandilands Rehabilitation Center in 2011 after he wrongfully believed that he had contracted HIV from an intimate partner. In the present case, Dillett said that at that time of the attack, Knowles believed that Roll was his ex. Dillett said that Knowles had received treatment and was now able to participate in the court's process. The doctor testified that Knowles required long-term care, and based on his history, it appears that he was not compliant with his treatment program. Justice Gilmina Archer-Minnis said that she would forward a transcript of the doctor's testimony to the Director of Public Prosecutions for a review. The matter has been adjourned to October. In other news, the Department of Inland Revenue's acting controller, Shunda Strawn, is raising concerns over an alarming amount of unregistered short-term vacation rentals. As a result, she is sending a clarion call to more than 200,000 rental owners to get registered at this week's press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister. She says a failure to comply can take a hit at government revenue, as the homeowners are supposed to be paying that.
There are over 20,000 short-term vacation properties throughout the Bahamas that we have flagged. I know there are more, but that's just what we have discovered. And out of that amount, we would say only about 20% of them are really registered on the short-term vacation portal. It should be 100%. Only 20% registered on the short-term vacation portal right now. And only 15% that should be paying VAT are registered for VAT. And that is a concern.
Short-term rentals have long been viewed as a potentially new rich revenue source, but are severely undertaxed. Strawn noted a short-term rental portal was created to make it easy for homeowners to register. Because of the low numbers, she says, numerous homeowners were flagged.
And so the purpose of the portal really is to gather information. And so if you're in the arena of renting properties on a short-term basis, the government needs to know that you're in that arena. So by and large, we need to know that you are renting properties. Again, this first registration does not mean that we're taxing you. All right? So I want Bahamians to especially realize that just because you're renting properties does not mean that you're going to be taxed.
In other news, what's the update on government's plans to implement a livable wage? It remains a pressing question amid growing concerns regarding whether it could be implemented by the end of the government's term. Our Jose Etienne has more on this.
Implementing a livable wage. It's a pre-election promise many Bahamians are hoping won't fall by the wayside. But Labor Minister Pia Glover-Roll admits there's still no timeline for when that promise could become reality, even as the Davis administration's term winds down.
I can't say if it can be realized because it depends on the work of the National Tripartite Council. It's in their hands.
She stressed that it isn't a knock against the National Tripartite Council, the body made up of government, employer, and employee representatives.
I believe that they're doing all of the necessary benchmarking. They're having the conversations across the region, across the world, weighing the pros, the cons.
The proposal has already come under scrutiny from the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, with executives questioning whether the private sector can shoulder the extra cost.
We have to look at the sustainability of business for our employers, and there are many factors that play a part in the determination. So I can't say where we are in the process or if they're moving in a sluggish way, but when they report, the reports are that they are working.
The Davis administration did raise minimum wage to $260 per week in 2023, but many residents say that still falls short of meeting inflationary pressures. A 2020 study by the Government and Public Policy Institute at the University of the Bahamas found that a living wage in New Providence is $2,625 per month and $3,550 in Grand Bahama, figures private sector leaders insist are not realistic right now. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
In news from the Family Islands, frustration is mounting in Eleuthera as ongoing power outages continue to disrupt homes and businesses. The Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce chief says the seemingly habitual blackouts are taking a serious toll on the island's economy and quality of life.
Frustrated and fed up. That's how members of the Eleuthera business community are describing the ongoing power woes. President of the Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce, Thomas Sands, says the repeated outages are taking a toll on the businesses across the island.
And so for people are fed up. People are fed up and there needs to be a solution. I think that the challenge is that we have allowed it to get so far depleted.
Notwithstanding everything, Sands says he actually sees crews on the ground. But he admits that's not enough, especially with the island's growing tourism sector and also its growing investment portfolio.
Disruptive to business, having a negative impact. And for those persons who are visiting and rental homes or what have you. It's a terrible experience of visiting the family islands when they go back to their rental units. The power is off, the air conditioner is off, and the food is spoiling that they've purchased at various stores and businesses.
Over the years, Eleuthera has struggled with the long-standing legacy issue of power outages, a problem that last summer pushed residents to their breaking point to protest over the ongoing challenges. While government has outlined a number of plans to address the issues, including power purchase agreement to assist with energy reform, some may argue that's not enough. Well, recently, the press officer in the Office of the Prime Minister, Keisha Adderley, recently addressed the island's ongoing woes in a press briefing.
I am told that there were two reasons for that power outage yesterday. One had to do with damage to the roof of the power station in Hatchet Bay. Apparently there was a huge downpour there and a roof already compromised was further compromised, and officials sprung into action to ensure that. There was also an instance yesterday where a dump truck interacted with a power line, and that led to further problems with power generation.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, as discussions heat up on the potential extension of maternity leave, Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Rolls says residents will soon have an opportunity to share their thoughts on the proposal. Discussions with stakeholders have focused on increasing maternity leave from the current 12 weeks to 14 weeks initially, then to 16 weeks. However, these discussions seem divided as the National Tripartite Council executives are proposing an increase to 18 weeks, which would be in line with international standards. Nonetheless, Glover-Rolls says it's a discussion that goes beyond a meeting of the minds.
The maternity leave component is a part of our overall labor legislative reform agenda. And our next step, we've been having focus groups, we've been having stakeholder meetings, we've been having benchmarking and research. Our next step is public consultation. We don't only want to speak in the silos of employee and employer organizations, but we want to hear what the public has to say about it. Maternity leave is something that we're getting good feedback on, positive feedback on. Across the board, it seems from the stakeholders that is something that everyone thinks is required, it's necessary. Determining that benchmark, we're getting closer to that, but of course we will have the public's input in short order to ensure that everyone has a stake in the conversation.
The Bahamas has once again secured a seat at the global tourism table. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper has been elected Vice President of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly for the Americas region. Cooper will serve in the post for the 2025 term, representing a renewed era of regional leadership as global tourism navigates a landscape of emerging opportunities and complex challenges. The election took place on August 1st during the UNWTO's Regional Commission for the Americas session in Lima, Peru, where member states from across the region cast votes by secret ballot. Now, the UNWTO General Assembly serves as the highest decision-making body of the organization. As Vice President, Cooper will help guide international tourism policy, promote sustainable development initiatives, and foster collaboration across the Americas. Well, if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms at eyewitnessnewsbahamas@gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comment section. We want to hear from you. We are just getting started in Eyewitness News, but when we come back, government expected to meet with Junkanures soon. We've got that story coming up, and later, the Anglican Diocese praising young men taking the bold step of faith and climbing the ranks within the diocese. We've got more on that right after this break.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Long day? Hungry crew? Say less and satisfy everyone with KFC's Summer Buckets. Grab a super summer bucket and get 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, 8 nuggets, corn, our new white rice with gravy, 4 buttery biscuits, 4 Switcher Pink lemonades, and 4 dessert biscuits. So whether it's on the beach, at home, or chilling with the crew, KFC's Summer Bucket starting at just $20. Bring all the flavor. Summer with KFC. It's finger licking good.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a quick look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. Rubis gas station at $5.49, the lowest this week. Esso gas station $5.51, and the Shell gas station the most this week at $5.63 per gallon. This is Eyewitness News, and welcome back. The government is hoping for a happy ending with Junkanures as it readies itself to begin consultation on the controversial Junkanoo Authority bill, says Office of the Prime Minister Press Secretary Keishla Adderley. At this time, the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence has stopped all Junkanoo activities, inclusive of parades and practices, in response to the bill, adding that they would need $45 million to carry out the parade if an authority is established. In response, Culture Minister Mario Boleg called Junkanures immature. Consultation on the bill is set to begin on August 11th.
But again, the focus is on improving Junkanoo. The government has no intention of taking over Junkanoo or taking power away from the JCNP, which is obviously the body mandated to control Junkanoo and enjoy Junkanoo for the benefit of the public. It is hoped that during the course of those consultations that all of that will be sorted out and we will have a happy ending. I think that we will.
Minister of Energy and Transport JoBeth Colby Davis providing critical insights into the government's efforts to transition toward cleaner, more sustainable energy sources. The minister emphasized that work is progressing towards establishing solar grids as part of the Davis administration's commitment to reducing fossil fuel consumption and boosting the nation's renewable energy capacity.
So we had completed the signing of our PPAs across the Family Islands. Our vendors are now going through the environmental process, making sure the land is signed off by the DEPP and they get their certificate of clearance so that they can begin the work of preparing the grounds for solar panels. So in New Providence, I believe that one of the areas have already been cleared and they're working closely to get their certificate of clearance from the DEPP, and the Family Island vendors have been working on getting all of their environmental reports completed. for them to finalize, and it's just the environmental portion of it now before they can really see much of the work started. But a lot of them have already started ordering their equipment and getting ahead of the busy season of shipping and getting it in the country. So I think we're well on our way with most of them, and hopefully we should see some more physical work on the ground throughout the Bahamas in the coming months.
Colby Davis noted that these efforts are part of a broader vision to safeguard the country's future, while simultaneously positioning the Bahamas as a global leader in sustainability.
We know that there's a lot of advanced technology, and so we're looking at ways that we can incorporate more training into not only Bahamas Power and Light, but now that we have the Ministry of Energy, that we can incorporate more training within, build capacity within the ministry, and so that we can be able to be a part of research and advanced technology so that we can continue to look forward to incorporating renewables throughout the Bahamas and lowering our dependence on fossil fuels.
A major push to AC power the Bahamas into the future. Kalina Financial Advisors Limited, better known as CFAL, has just wrapped its first ever private equity fund. And the money is already fueling two massive renewable energy projects that officials say will cut costs, reduce reliance on imported fuel, and forever change the way our islands are powered. Our Delano Roker is on this story tonight.
It's being billed as a turning point for the Bahamas' energy future. Two companies, EA Energy and Island Power Producers, receiving funding to deliver cleaner, more reliable power. Partnering with Turkish energy giant Consus, EA Energy will roll out hybrid solar and LNG power stations for Eleuthera and Abaco. CFAL's Corporate Advisory Services Manager, Angela Butler, says it means lights on, even when storms hit, and less dependence on expensive fuel imports.
The government has been doing an initiative where they're doing on different islands, trying to improve the infrastructure. Like you mentioned, the power situation in Eleuthera is bad, and of course Abaco, Post Dorian would need some upgrades as well. So we thought it was a good opportunity to partner, and as well an opportunity to give Bahamians an opportunity to invest in the project, so we can benefit from some of the activity going on in the economy.
Over in the capital, Island Power Producers are bringing the nation its first LNG-powered shoreside plant at the Nassau Cruise Port, designed to deliver clean energy directly to cruise ships while in port, a move that could slash emissions and boost the country's green profile with the global tourism market.
Government, again, as part of its renewable energy, clean energy push, when the cruise ships come to Nassau, they have to keep their engines on to power themselves, right? And they're running diesel engines and emitting a lot of carbon emissions. So the government wanted a cleaner solution. And so, again, we saw an opportunity where we could raise funding for the company, partner with them, offer an opportunity to Bahamians to invest and participate.
Both projects are set to go live in 2026, a date Butler says will mark the beginning of a new era in Bahamian energy.
Work has been ongoing since last year, so these projects haven't just come out of nowhere. They've been, in the works for a while. The companies have put a lot of deposits down on equipment that would take, longer time to be ordered. So some of that equipment was ordered earlier parts of this year so that it can be here by the end of year and so forth. So both projects are expected to be completed around the third quarter of next year.
And with the world racing towards renewables, Butler insists the Bahamas will not be left in the slow lane.
See, for example, how much sunny days we get per year. We know BPL is using, expensive and fuel that's not the best. So if we can be a part of the energy transformation by funding it, as long, like I said, if it's sustainable, it's, a solid, sound investment, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Delano Roker, Eyewitness News.
Long Island Member of Parliament Adrian Gibson in Parliament earlier this week advocated for conjugal visits in prison. Gibson at the time was contributing to the debate on amendments to the parliamentary laws to introduce biometric voters cards. Gibson during that time brought up the work that is being done on the Bahamas Department of Corrections and insisted that inmates who are married should have the ability to maintain their marriages despite being behind bars.
Of course, the inmate must have a legal spouse, a clean disciplinary record, be in good standing, should not be serving any violent or sexual offense, and maybe shouldn't be in maximum security. And as it relates to children, Madam Speaker, as we move to building this new correctional facility, right? I believe that children should be able to, should be have some family-friendly visitation programs where children could maintain that contact and connection with their parents. Where there can be some personal contact with them. Children can visit an incarcerated parent during visiting hours, and they can have physical contact maybe at the beginning or the end of that time. These are human beings at the end of the day.
Amid troubling headlines of violence and hardship, more often carried out by young men, the Anglican Diocese is celebrating the upcoming appointments of young men who have decided to answer the call of faith within the diocese. Head of the Anglican Church tells our Laurencia Smith in this report that the future is looking brighter than many have been led to believe.
All is not lost for the country's young men, says Archbishop Leish Boyd of the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. The Archbishop made the remarks as he praised a number of young men in the church who are showing promise and commitment by answering the call to ministry, despite what may often be portrayed in the media.
A lot of young men who aren't doing positive things, all is not lost. All is never lost because we serve a risen Savior. And remember, he overcame death, and death was a barrier that none could break. He did that, so that's a reminder to us that it's never lost. And
Boyd says the diocese can truly attest to this, adding that they're grateful to God as 4 young men have recently been ordained either to the priesthood or the diaconate.
Of us celebrating the gift of ordination, and I've used it to say to not just young people, but people of all ages, but particularly young people, look at these young adults. You can walk this path also if this is what God has for you to do.
In the past, the media has often reported on young men going to prison, being gunned down, or even taking their own lives under the pressure of life. But Boyd says he wants the young men of the country to know there is hope and that they can choose a different path.
You know who God is or not. Whether you respect God or not, God created you. And the God who created you has a plan for your life. And so you should try to pursue your best self, your best alternatives, not your worst self, not the most negative alternatives you could think of. Pursue your best self to be the best that you can be.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Still to come in Eyewitness News, OWN Bahamas prepares for an artificial intelligence workshop that's coming up. But first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Call your name.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers markets finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low-cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for Hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
This is Eyewitness News and welcome back. This weekend at the University of the Bahamas, students and the Own Bahamas team are hosting a masterclass, a deep dive into artificial intelligence led by Terrence Momin. The two-day event set for August 9th and 10th brings curious minds together to explore how AI is transforming industries and everyday life. McMahon, an AI expert and founder of 1000X AI, will share insights on how this cutting-edge technology is reshaping the future and creating new opportunities.
Communicate with the AI, learn what it's capable of. We're going to teach them how to leverage tools and frameworks, and then we're going to teach them how to launch it in their life or their business so they can become 1000X. That's the name of our company. Why? 1000X allows you to do, or AI allows you to do 10 times more things, do them 10 times better, and do them in 1/10 the time. So think about being able to multiply your productivity and your output without sacrificing your individualism and your authenticity. You can literally pour your AI, you can literally pour knowledge into the AI model, and it could bring out better parts of you, allow you to do things better and faster.
McMahon acknowledged there's been major debate over whether artificial intelligence could one day take people's jobs. He says it's highly unlikely.
Unlikely. What's more likely is someone who understands how to use AI will replace you or displace you. And that's why we train people on how to become certified AI specialists in 2 days. In 2 days, we're going to take what we call your AIQ from a very low number to a very high number, teaching you how to learn, leverage, and launch this in your life and your business. So if you want to use AI to start a business, it will allow you to do more things, do it better, and do it quicker. Or you can bring these skills to any employer, and you'll instantly be more valuable to them. You'll be able to do more. You'll get back 5 to 15 hours of your week to focus on other things.
The Bahamas telecommunications company completed a retail refresh on the island of Bimini. Brittany Johnson, senior associate, says the plans were in motion for months and did not come without a heavy consultation with local creatives who came up with the concept of the new store.
Bimini needed this drastic change for more than a decade. And when we started this refresh, I was like, I don't even know how, because I couldn't see it. And when we actually put the mock-ups together, and then we actually met with vendors and actually had those weird conversations about where we're going next, I was elated. I was ecstatic afterwards. So this retail refresh journey, I'm no stranger to retail refresh. I've done this in the mall, like I've done a couple of retail refreshes, but this one in particular was very nice.
Johnson says more retail refreshers are on the way across the country as BTC continues to advance its service offerings.
As we continue to launch BTC Air around the nation, I promise you this is just the beginning of what we are going to do in all the other stores. Remember the different sizes, different styles, the store, and then different dynamics, because there are so many different, I guess, things. I don't want to say too much, right? But yeah, I'm really excited about what's to come for all of our retail stores.
With the high cost of land, limited inventory, and skyrocketing interest rates, owning a home in the Bahamas remains out of reach for many. But this weekend, one company is hoping to change that. Stone Oak Bahamas is hosting a home expo this Saturday, August 9th at the Airport Industrial Park, designed to help Bahamians navigate the tough road to home ownership.
For countless Bahamians, the dream of owning a home is often overshadowed by soaring costs and complicated paperwork. The Homeowners and Builders Expo, hosted by Stone Oak, Bahamas, aims to lift that burden. Featuring industry heavyweights from contractors and legal teams to banks, insurance companies, and government agencies. Avery Lightburn, Director of Sales at Art Development, says events like this are crucial in giving people a clear roadmap to turn their home ownership goals into reality.
Many Bahamians, they can't fathom owning their own home because they don't think that they can qualify. It's far-reaching for them. Well, what Stone Oak has managed to do is get all of the stakeholders in one place and make this very, very affordable, reachable, and available for especially young Bahamians, for new home, and also if you own a home, for the repairs, and if you want to own another home, for you to be able to afford an investment property. So you can bring your job letter and various documents to qualify on the spot.
The expo has already been taken to the Family Islands in recent months, meeting residents where they are and opening the door to resources often only available in New Providence.
We just recently finished one in Eleuthera, where we did the same thing, where we carried down a number of vendors and used some of the local vendors when it came to furnishing, building supply, material supply, and the information on how to qualify. That's the biggest thing.
Another hot topic, the rising cost of utilities, with electricity bills eating up more of household budgets. Alejandra Rivas from Stone Oak Energy says solar energy providers will be on hand to offer long-term solutions that could bring relief.
Also, you will see a lot of expositors doing tests with the solar panels. For example, there's going to be an exhibition there for all the solar panels. So if you want to switch from the solars that you want to improving your house electricity, bring your utility bill, and we will be able to assist you.
The Home Expo runs this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Airport Industrial Park, and organizers say it's about giving Bahamians the tools to turn one of life's biggest dreams into a reality. Delana Roker, Eyewitness News.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News, our Laurencia Smith is up next with the latest in sports. Laurencia?
Good evening, Janelle. Team Bahamas Davis Cup team serving up a big win. I'll tell you more about it straight ahead in sports.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Introducing Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet, the sizzling new cooking show where 5-star flavor meets everyday ingredients. From pantry staples to farmers market's finds, join Chef Mo as we turn local, low-cost ingredients into gourmet magic, one dish at a time. Want your brand on the table? We're now inviting sponsors to be a part of this delicious journey. Get in early and let your name shine where flavor meets finesse. The Budget Gourmet, everyday ingredients with a gourmet twist.
We're making it sweet, low-cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Topping sports tonight, Team Bahamas is on the roll at the 2025 Davis Cup, sweeping their way to the top of their pool and moving one step closer to a promotion on the final day of round-robin play. The shut out Panama 3-0, adding to an early win over Cuba, Antigua and Barbuda, and Suriname. The tournament brought together the best men's tennis players from 10 nations across the Caribbean and Central America. In the singles, Dante Ambrista finished off 2 straight wins and took the first set 6-1. Before his opponent retired early in the second, that gave Dante his 3rd consecutive single victory, putting the Bahamas ahead 1-0. Next up was Delani Nodic, who dominated in a straight set, 6-0, 6-0, sealing the tie for the Bahamas 2-0. Captain Marvis Antonis then paired with Nodic. With Kofi Brown in the double, they finished the job with a 6-3, 6-3 win for a clean 3-0 sweep. The team now gets a rest day before Saturday's promotional round, where they'll face off against Pool B. Second place finisher. A win will move them up into Group 3 of the Americas next year. First serve is at 10 a.m. We'll definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports as we'll bring more from the team's performance. Now tonight, Eyewitness Sports is introducing you to a very talented young lady who's college bound, Miss Jada Ramming. She's going the distance, recently accepted in Chadron State University in Nebraska, the home of the Eagles, where she compete on the track team. The recent graduate of St. Augustine's College, the home of the Big Red Machine, says she's ready to take the next step in her athletic journey.
Exciting. I always wanted to go off to school. Honestly, this has been a dream. That's all I've wanted to do, and I'm so happy that I'm actually able to do it. I'm doing track and field from about 5 years old, and then heading into high school is when I finally took it more serious because I know I wanted to go off. Ramming is a distance runner specializing in the 8 and the 1500 meter events. Now, she acknowledged that both aren't the most popular races on the track, but she fell in love and was determined to excel. So I always feel as though I had endurance, and my coach, he wanted me to do something that he knew I would succeed in, and I feel as though that leaning into the distance field was definitely suited for me. Now, the 17-year-old never made a national team, but she said that did not stop her because she simply loved the sport. I feel as though track and field is something that reflects your time, and some people don't really understand how that works, but track and field is never a place sport. Track and field is a time sport, and your times can take you anywhere, no matter first or fourth. Her intended major is accounting and finance. Well, all the best, Jada, from us here at Eyewitness Sports. Well, that's what's making sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Join us on Social Mania, a new and dynamic game show based on the Ministry of Education's primary and junior high school social studies curriculum. Students from across the Bahamas go head-to-head as their knowledge of social studies is challenged. In this episode, S.C. McPherson Junior High School battles with San Salvador All-Age School. Which school will emerge as winner? To find out, join us as these two schools engage in intense competition. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Hey guys! The IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome, so come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, coming up and beyond the headlines with guest host Francesca Brown, more on today's and this week's top stories. Her and BTH contributors will be analyzing this week's top stories. You don't want to miss that, beginning right after this break. And that does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janelle Longley saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Good evening, I'm Sancheska Brown and welcome to the show. Well, it's been a big week of headlines and even bigger drama, some may say. Did the Prime Minister mislead the public about the country's fiscal surplus? Some say it's a political spin. Others say it's the truth. Tonight, we talk about it. Then, the government's new visa rules, a $250 visa integrity fee plus a refundable bond of about $5,000 to $15,000. Will this price Bahamians out of travel? Crawfish season is here, but fishermen say poachers are stealing the catch before it even hits the traps. Is the government or enforcement failing our fishing industry? Inside the F&M, tensions boil over as former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis insists he is not done with Killarney. Is this a comeback or a political standoff? The new liquor license promises to modernize the system, but will it make life easier for businesses or just pour more red tape into the glass? And those new voter registration cards, is it a step forward for election security or will it fix deeper issues? The debate starts now and my panel is ready to dive in. Welcome to the show. We have with us our guests, Leslie Miller and Ellington Ferguson. Good night, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening,
It's
madam.
a pleasure to be here once
Good evening,
again.
Bahamas.
Thank you guys for joining us. So we're just going to dive right in. The first thing that we're going to talk about is, I guess, the Prime Minister's blunder, we'll call it for now, in the House of Assembly. But let me refresh your memory. We have actually a report that was done last night by one of our reporters, and we'll play that first, and then we'll come back and discuss.
I will not add to what the Prime Minister has said or take away from anything that he has said.
The Office of the Prime Minister's Press Secretary, Keishla Adderley, offered little comment as reporters pressed her for answers following a heated back and forth in Parliament on Wednesday evening. The exchange centered around allegations from former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and Shadow Finance Minister Kwesi Thompson, who accused Prime Minister Philip Davis of misleading the public on the country's fiscal outlook for the 2024-2025 budget year. The two opposition members referenced a Ministry of Finance budget performance report which showed a $2 million deficit for April 2025, a stark contrast to the $135.4 million surplus the Prime Minister touted during his 2025-2026 budget communication. When asked to respond to the discrepancy, here's how Prime Minister Davis reacted.
No, never. Do your own thorough research. I never projected a surplus in April. I projected that there would be a deficit in April.
But the opposition pushed back, calling his bluff and insisting that his previous statements are on the record. Here's that clip.
Our preliminary data shows April at a surplus position of $135.4 million.
Prime Minister Davis later clarified that his surplus remarks referred specifically to the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Still, after being quoted directly, he left the chamber with these parting words.
But I will look at it myself and I revisit it.
Okay, guys, you heard it for yourself. It's been the talk for a couple of days now. Did the Prime Minister outright deceive the public? Did he forget? Your views and opinions. We'll start with you, Ellington.
I would not go as far as saying the Prime Minister outright deceives the public. It's an unfortunate moment. Hopefully, I would have hoped that the Office of the Prime Minister, when this story first broke in The Guardian, I would have hoped that the Office of the Prime Minister would have looked into these matters, advised the Prime Minister, and had both the Prime Minister prepared and a statement prepared to issue it. Obviously, the Prime Minister is saying now that he meant something else, but the truth of the matter is he did say that there would be a surplus in April. Now, whether he meant that in April of 2025, or he's referring to following April, or he was talking about something else, he said in that clip just now that he said that he meant that there would be a deficit. He could have misspoken. But like I'm saying, it's a fall down somewhere, either from the Prime Minister or the office of the Prime Minister. But like I said, this should have been cleared up prior to him coming back into the House and doubling down to say that he did not say it, when in fact he did utter it. If he misspoke and meant to say that there would be a deficit, but the truth is he did say that there would be a surplus.
Mr. Miller, do you think it's as easy as saying he just forgot what he said a couple months ago?
The government financial year ends June 31st. So if he's saying that his budget is going to have a surplus by the end of June 2026, because he's presented 2025 budget, don't forget. We're in that calendar year now, financial year. I read succinctly what Garvin Bowe had to say this morning in the Guardian Tribune. He said it's a useless exercise to be discussing this matter anymore because it had no effect on what is going on. The reality is, this is 2025 and 26 is on the way. Let us wait and see what happens at the end of the fiscal period, which would be June 31st of next year. The Prime Minister indicated that there will be a budget surplus, and we shall now wait for that budget surplus to materialize or not materialize.
I think the point, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think the point that people are getting upset about is the fact that even if he did misspeak, he should have just said, look, I don't remember, let me check, instead of doubling down on saying I didn't say it. I think now it's more about him being honest as opposed to whether or not there will be a deficit or a surplus.
Well, the Prime Minister is certainly not a liar.
I never said he was, yeah.
I prefaced that earlier to say that I don't think he lied, but what you're speaking to, Leslie, is it's even too early to even begin to speak about 25, 26 as to where he say there'll be a surplus, to say there's not going to be. That is not the conversation here. The conversation is about April 2025. During the budget debate, it was said that all of our indicators are stating that in April of 2025, we will have a surplus. That is what the question, not in the 2025,
the Prime Minister
2026.
said that the budget for the year 25-26,
yes,
he will have a surplus.
That
budget doesn't expire until the 31st of June.
I think you're
2025.
I think it's being mixed up here. That was said, but during that, as he referred to 2025, he said all of our indicators are showing that in April this year, 2025, we will have a surplus. That is not in addition to what he talked about, the 2025, 2026 budget here.
I will repeat.
Listen to it again, and it's completely different. We cannot judge, we cannot talk about 2025, 26 and say whether or not it's going to be a surplus. We got to watch, he said.
We got to wait. I think that's the same point Mr. Miller is trying to make, that we have to wait and see.
But that is not where this conversation is surrounding.
The conversation was surrounding whether or not we thought he was being dishonest.
April 2025.
The subject matter now doesn't make much sense.
It doesn't exist.
Because it doesn't exist anymore. And Mr. Bowe alluded to that this morning. He said it makes no sense. Can you discuss something that has no relevance at this point in time?
So you think it's something that we can circle back to at the end of the fiscal year?
I would think so. That would be the logical thing to do.
The fiscal year is over. That is this controversy is about. That year is over.
No, he said
2026.
April
25, 26.
No. The mistake was made during the discussion of the budget, which begins on July 1st.
Okay.
Okay? The statement was made that, as a matter of fact, all of our indicators is telling us that April 2025, not April 2026, we will have a surplus.
And then the statement made by the Prime Minister.
That is where this discussion is.
Right, and he came
not
back
for the
and
2025, 26
He came back and said he didn't say it, and then when
That
I
is
guess
where
people
this
came out and
discussion
said, yes, you did say it, he said that he misspoke.
Was this statement made prior to April of this year?
No, the statement was made during the budget debate.
It was made during the budget debate.
The indicator, the figures was not out officially for April at that point. But he said that the indicators are showing, as we talk about 2025, 2026, April of this year, 2025, we will have a surplus budget. That was the
I think the
statement.
matter
For the year
became
25,
as
26.
big. Yes, I think the matter became as big as it was because the prime minister doubled down on his comments.
That is where it
I
explodes.
think less people are more concerned about the projected budget for next year and more, is he telling the truth?
I would think so.
Or did he mislead? And we all agree that we don't think he outright lied.
No, he said in a statement that he meant to say there will be a deficit. I think that should have been made clear. I think his office should have done a better job in preparing him to go to Parliament rather than doubling down to be able to speak to that it was a misquote by himself.
Okay, so you think maybe the opposition kind of made it a bigger deal in order to
I don't
have
think
something
they made
to
it
say?
a bigger deal. I think it's their job to bring it forth and to get what should be the right thing said by the Prime Minister. They're doing really their job. And unfortunately, it's bigger than it really had to have been at this point.
Okay. Well, speaking of the opposition, we got to shift gears for a little bit. They were also in the headlines this week because the former Prime Minister, Hubert Minnis, is pretty much doubling down on his comments as well, saying that he's going to run in Kalani. Regardless of what the party says, the party's already said that they're not giving him the nomination. And then you had other members, senior members of the party coming out and say that, you're supposed to choose party over your own personal beliefs. So what do you think is going to happen there?
Well, obviously, Dr. Minnis is resolute in what he's going to do. I think the Honorable Michael Pintard made a decision. What sizable factor of the party made that decision remains to be seen. I think, in my opinion, it's a mistake on the part of the Free National Movement. That's a seat that they squander. This is going to be a very interesting election. It's not going to be an easy one. And I think the FNM, that seat they didn't have to tamper with. Pintard have beat Minnis in the last convention they had convincingly. And I think Kalani was really one of Pintard's seat in his column. And it's unfortunate that they kind of ruffled that. Minnis is not going to go away. Minnis is more likely to win that seat in Kalani. And so it's going to see how it goes from here on in.
Listen, Dr. Minnis has made his position clear. He intends to run in the upcoming general elections. The leader of the opposition says they will not nominate him and they will nominate other persons in there. There's a 9 in 10 chance that Dr. Minnis, especially with PLP, which I wish don't oppose him, by the way. I said it publicly before. He should not be opposed by the Progressive Bill Party and let the fight go on. And he will become the victor. In a 3-way fight, it may be a little shaky. In a 2-way fight against another FNM, he will be easy.
You don't think that the PLP should run a member of parliament in Kalani?
We shouldn't. No.
Why?
No. We didn't oppose the late Tennyson Wells. We didn't oppose Pierre DePuche. We didn't oppose the Speaker of the House, the former Speaker of the House from Long Island.
Do you think?
So why do it now?
Do you think it's because you feel like somebody cannot beat him, or it's a good political strategy?
No, it's a strategy where the leader of the opposition has one thing to say. His former leader, who is Dr. Minnis, is on another trajectory. And let's see what the end result is.
But
Let them two battle it out.
How many independents have you seen, even ones that held the seats, go back and try to run as independents and it didn't work? It didn't work for Loretta. It didn't work for Granville.
Both men the 3 men I'm speaking of won their seats.
How long ago was that?
About 20 years ago.
Exactly, like Bahamians.
Time has nothing to do with it. It's the people's view. If somebody likes an MP, he's been doing a good job, they will continue to go with that MP. It's a personal matter with most MPs.
Do you think most Bahamians vote for MP rather than party?
No, the only time you find this great shift is when people turn on the leader of the party. In the last election, people really had a deep-seated hate from Dr. Minnis. No ifs and buts for that, what they went through.
Yeah.
This election cycle, there's no hate for the Right Honorable Brave Davis. There's no people out there crying. The majority said that they want him gone. Okay. In fact, he's the one that's keeping the governing party intact right now, being where they are, because of him more than anyone else in the party.
You have some standouts in the party as well.
But I'm saying he's the #1 man
that
people care for overall. I can tell you that.
So you think Dr. Minnis has a chance of winning the seat running as an independent?
Yeah, I think he can win. Easy.
I don't see why the PLP should not run a candidate other than if Dr. Minnis was a neutral candidate. Dr. Minnis have stated, and he is a very good F&M. He's a loyal F&M, and he has not even resigned from the F&M. He has never quit the Free National Movement, which I applaud and I think is the right thing to do. That being said, should Dr. Minnis win his seat and the party get themselves together, we could see the Dr. Minnis back in the position of leadership. However, I think the Progressive Liberal Party in a three-way race stands a good chance, or even a four-way race with the COI in there, the Progressive Liberal Party stand a good chance of winning the seat. And so I wouldn't say that they should not run a candidate.
The only way for him to run is for him to become an independent, right? Because
Dr.
the F&M has
He
made
will
it
have
very
to run
clear.
as an independent,
Right.
Or
but
as another party.
But
Okay.
he is an F&M at heart. You can't take that away from him.
Well, those three men I mentioned were F&M's hard too. And they never resigned from the PLP from the F&M when they run as independents. Remember that.
So you think that he could run as an independent,
that's
win it
neither
for
here nor
the
there.
F&M, and still be a part of the F&M, even though they have made it very clear that they are not running?
He will
It's
have
not
to
for free
rejoin, if he win it as an independent, he'll have to rejoin up with the Free National Movement.
Okay. And you both think that he has an actual chance of winning the seat?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think the Bahamian people are very finicky people. I think that a lot of people vote for party rather than person. And I'm actually in his constituency. I'm in his area, and I can tell you people actually do love him. But I cannot trust that the Bahamian people will vote for a person versus party.
I could tell you you're very right with that, but there have been exceptions with good members of parliament, good representation. You saw that in the former Honorable Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. You saw that with the Pierre de Puech. You saw that with Tennyson Wells. And a number of other persons where the people were endeared to the person. They loved the person supported them well, represented them in the House well. And one such constituency is the constituency of Kalani. Minnis loved Kalani. He have represented Kalani well. Kalani loves Minnis. Kalani wants only Hubert Alexander Minnis for the Free National Movement side.
Okay, well, we've also seen some independents who broke off from their parties and thought that they had the seats and didn't win them.
Because they didn't have the heart of the people.
You don't think Loretta Butler Turner had the heart of the people?
No,
No,
not on that level. No.
Not on the level of Dr. Minnis.
No.
Well, don't forget
She was a good person.
The area that she was
never.
in is a peculiar area.
You don't think Kalani is a peculiar area?
No, I'm talking about, we're talking about
Loretta.
About,
Montague?
No, I'm talking about she run, the last time she
In
lost
Long Island.
was in Long Island. Well, the last time they had a PLP representative was 1987. That was Philip Smith.
So you the bottom line
Lots
is
of
you guys
different-
think that he has a chance to win?
Absolutely.
And you think that the PLP shouldn't run anyone against him and just give the seat
That's
away?
my view, my personal view.
I think they should still run their candidate.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're probably still going to run a candidate anyway. I
Mind
don't
you,
think they've
forget you have
announced a
new
candidate.
seat that's going to be created out in that same area.
They're going to cut Kalani in half?
They are going to cut Kalani, and they're going to also cut piece of Mr. Miller's seat.
There you go,
Between
inside
those two
information.
seats.
I'm
we
gonna
got over
say.
5,000 votes now.
I mean, Kalani is
No,
a
there's
really
gonna
big
be a new
area.
seat.
Kalani is a
Kalani
big
and
area
Golden
and
Eyes
can,
is
and
two
can
of the
be cut.
hugest constituencies.
Right,
There's gonna
I
be a new
agree.
seat.
And so some adjustment will be made. And if
gonna
that
be a new
is
seat.
done, and then Minnis is given a section and he's not put up with any PLP.
He said whatever section he's given, he will win.
He will win, yeah.
But you are pretty positive that they're going to break it up into two sections.
It has
Where
to-
do you
it
think
has
the
to.
line is going to be?
You have to create a new seat. There's sufficient votes in there right now.
Yeah. Each one of
with
those
over
constituencies has
5,000.
more than
Yeah,
5,000
it is. No, it
votes.
is. It is a really big constituency. I definitely agree with that.
The commission make their recommendation, and the prime minister has the final say on it, along with the recommendation by the commission. There'll be a new seat. There was a seat there before, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The
There
first
was
time.
I think it was Adelaide.
Not Adelaide. It was Clifton.
Clifton, sorry.
Clifton,
Clifton
yes,
was there
yes,
before.
I do
So
remember.
they'll probably
Yes.
rename
Clifton.
it, give it another name, but there has to be a new seat there.
And they'll run-
you'll probably have another seat in the fall upcoming general election. There's likely to be a cut with West End, Grand Bahama, and Bimini will go back with the Berry Islands, and West End will take some of the votes from other sections.
Well, this sounds
closer
like
to
all
them.
some kind of inside
It has to happen
information.
because
Why
you must have an even number in Parliament. So
Okay.
there's 39 now, there'll be 41. That's how you create the seats. You can't have the even number.
Okay, so back to so you think they're going to cut Kalani, let Minnis run in one, and then run another PLP candidate in
That
the
same
other
candidate,
one?
you could put him there.
Why give Daphne a free seat then? Or why
give
give
them a
the
free
independent a free seat? You just if you
what?
don't run a candidate, you just giving away a seat.
No, you're not giving away a seat.
You
You're not
don't think the
wasting a seat
election may
either.
be too close to
No,
just be
it's
giving away
not
seats?
too close at all.
That's what it
I
is.
see
You don't
the
think it's
PLP
gonna be close?
I see the PLP getting a minimum of 26 to 32 seats, and the rest are for grabs.
26 to 32 seats.
Yes.
You think
No,
the
come
COI
back
is going to
after.
get any seats this
None.
election?
None. They wouldn't get more than 2,000 votes combined. And you better go pay that woman the money. She's been in the hospital a couple of weeks ago. The woman is sick now. She needs some money. Be a man. Pay the damn woman the money, man. All right?
Mr. Miller,
Running around here
you
talking
say the
politics.
other seats are up for grabs. Those are the only three parties.
Yeah, no, but
But
you
you
call
don't
them a
think
party.
the
I don't really
COI
call them a party.
You think independents will win?
I said Dr. Minnis.
Dr. Minnis will be the only independent in the House.
Yes.
The rest of the seats will be the F&M, and then
Well, Lewis and Freeport, he can't win that seat.
you don't think so?
No.
He will not retain.
He may not get any money back.
But this is the same thing that we just talked about, though.
He has
that's
no
not the same
endearment
thing.
with the people like that.
That's what I'm
That
talking
is the key thing.
Exactly.
When you've given the people that level of representation and they feel committed to you, that
Yeah.
they owe you that level of commitment, then you get it. That has
He might
never
win that
happened.
seat for the COI. That may be their one seat in Parliament.
I don't
Not
think
in
that's
this
the level.
lifetime.
No.
Maybe
no.
when he come back.
No.
But not this trip. He got no, but that one. I'll tell you that.
We're going to take a break. When we come
He should
back,
spend his money with caution.
we'll continue to discuss some more hot topics for the week. We'll be right back after this.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and
You
more.
can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Hey guys, the IL Cares Foundation invites you to our Back to School giveaway on August 23rd at the University of the Bahamas, Poinciana Drive entrance. Join us for a day of free school supplies, food, and fun as we help prepare students for a successful school year. We are also going to be on the Family Islands on August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome, so come on down and support the community with IL Cares. At IL Cares, we care.
Eden Well has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden Well.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. The conversation continued during the break, but we are here talking. We left off talking about the election. In particular, we started talking about Dr. Minnis and whether he should or whether he can retain his seat in Kalani running as an independent. And both of these men believe that he can. And then the conversation stirred a little bit to a former F&M candidate who's now a member of COI, Aaron Lewis, and whether or not he'll be able to retain his seat. And both of you men say no.
Can't happen.
That one finished.
What's the difference, though? That's the same thing I was just asking. What's the difference?
No, it is a difference.
The difference is the level of its relationship, the level of representation. Aaron Lewis have never been able to have that kind of relationship, that kind of endearment. His win in Grand Bahama is based on the Free National Movement. Minnis' win in Kalani initially may have been based on the Free National Movement, his level of representation. The people are well pleased with it. He's done tremendous things in that constituency. And for that, the people is rewarding him with their loyalty. Kalani is loyal to Dr. Minnis. Kalani is strong with Hubert Alexander.
And they are very
Minnis.
independent-minded people out there.
They don't need anything from any
They're upper
party.
middle class.
They don't need anything from any election or anything like that. They are satisfied with the level of representation and commitment that Dr. Minnis has given to them, and they're going with that. And that is the difference that you have not seen from Aaron Lewis. And that's why I always say to young MPs, stay with the people. Endear them people into your heart. Love them. Be there for them. Make sure they know that you have their best interests at heart. And those people, you could go to war with them.
Well, I'm not able to speak on his representation in Grand Bahama. So I don't know whether or not he is endeared. I know that Dr. Minnis is in my constituency, and I can tell you that people do love him there. Whether or not he's going to retain the seat, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But speaking of elections, let's shift a little bit. Biometric voting cards. We're supposed to be getting them soon. How do you guys feel about them? A lot of the public is kind of sketchy, very iffy, not really trusting. But it is about time we get rid of taping your picture to a paper and signing and doing all of that stuff.
Using your finger. And then the guy put a tape on his finger and he goes to him and take it off. That happened.
I have never heard of that.
No, that happened very, very much. On many occasions in the last election.
Hold on, what's the secret?
You go there.
Because you got to put your
Yeah, you got to put it there.
Uh-huh.
And you put it there. You put something over your finger.
Now, you don't think the people at the polling station could see you have a big piece of tape on your
I
finger?
a big piece of tape. It has happened. I have seen 2 voters' cards just this week. And I've seen the guy vote in 2 different areas.
Really?
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
So
that was common in the last election.
So you think moving towards the biometric cards will
has to be.
Less voter fraud?
It has to be. People got to feel good that elections are run fairly and squarely, that there's no foolishness going on.
But a lot of people may also be scared that now you're going to know exactly who I vote for.
That's not true.
Will they not know?
Not a single thing to do you vote for. When you cast your vote, all that ID is telling you that this person has already voted.
That's all it's telling you?
That's all it is. And it goes through instantaneously. That's all it's saying.
This is something that we've had, biometrics. It's involved in our national insurance card and other stuff that we use.
We don't use it in a national insurance card. I've never used it in my national insurance. Your passport,
yes. Sorry.
It's right there.
From going from that paper that anybody could almost write and put something like that together, and to advance to the next level of security, I think there are going to be some hiccups. I hope we can do like pre-runs and try to get all the kinks out prior to the general election. I think is the way we need to go for advancement as we seek to do things and move away from these
There's a hell of a lot of people in our country now
archaic ways of doing
with
things.
passports that shouldn't have them. You read that?
What?
There are many, many people in our country today that has a Bahamian passport and have no right to the damn passports.
How so?
No
you
right
through marriage. I'm
asking.
asking.
The passport.
Oh, you mean like that? Okay. I was trying to follow you to see where you were going.
Just a few months ago, a group of Haitians came in here, and the fella had a passport with a dead cousin of mine. Lockhart. If you look at the papers this morning in the newspaper, you will see people there named Claire now, and it's insulting to us that they're so bold and presumptuous now. Cooper, Bain, Roll.
But so you're talking about when they have to apply when they're applying to get their citizenship.
The government should allow them to apply in a no name.
They should apply.
That should not be allowed.
Okay.
Under any circumstances, you should be allowed to
change your name
and register in our country with this new name, Bain or Brown or what have you.
But as
Give us your name.
The fact that it's in the newspaper, as a citizen or anybody, you have the right to call and say X, Y, and Z, which is why they have to put it in the papers
by the
before
time
they
it
get
goes
it,
to
right?
the newspapers,
It's already done.
the rabbit is out of the hole. Basically speaking.
Okay.
Okay? I know when I was there, and we had this fellow came in there, about 66 years old. So he married this woman from Jamaica, who was about 32 or 40. And she had a son, must say, in his 30s, and he want to adopt 6 children.
Okay, let the man adopt the 6 children, be good stepdaddy.
Yeah, and let him go right there. You know I want to send him, right? All right, okay. 6 damn children.
Why can't he adopt the 6 children?
Yeah,
If he meet the woman with the 6 children,
he
let
had
him.
4 Bahamian children that he left on his own, and he want to adopt 6.
So you're trying to say you feel like it was an arrangement?
Listen, he didn't make the mark. Put it that way.
But you know, I had a fisherman on the show the other day. He was saying that the same thing is happening with Dominicans. He
I've
feels
heard
like
that for some time that's been happening.
He said that the Dominicans are coming. Now, this was the first that I had heard of it. Obviously, I'm not a part of the fishing industry. I don't know anybody personally in the industry. So it was the first time that I heard.
Minister of Agriculture.
More than 10 years ago,
of
that's
them.
been happening.
Yeah, they're saying that the Dominicans are coming and marrying the Bahamian women. And
What you talking about? Foreign building contractors and workers come and marry them. Only for convenience. You have a project here, a 2 to 3 year project, and the only way for me to stay. In no foreigners come here and leave, on their own, Most of them die here. They want
They want to be here. They love the Bahamas.
Yes,
Give somebody on
so
$3,000, $4,000 to marry
nowhere.
them, and that's that.
They ain't got nowhere.
So do you think, I know the fisherman whom we had on, he said that he thinks that even if, specifically in the fishing industry, even if the Dominicans do marry the Bahamian women and get citizenship, they should not be able to fish or do any sort of work in the fishing industry for about 10 to 20 years. It's 10 to 20 years. He said they should have a stipulation. I tell you what he said.
Never forget my term as a minister and also as an MP. We have Bahamian women used to come to me. Mr. Miller, please, get my husband the citizenship. I said, my dear, I'm warning you. Once you get it, you're done. So what you mean? I say, the man is then a citizen. There's nothing we can do to take it back. You can't just arbitrarily take back citizenship, You have given that. And I've seen it over and over. A fella come, marry the Bahamian woman.
Don't just say Bahamian women now. It happens to Bahamian men
Men
as well.
also, yes.
Okay, let's not act like Bahamian women are the only ones getting swing. It happens to Bahamian men as well. Don't.
Guys, live getting swing.
That's what I'm saying. Don't just make it seem like.
Them Dominicans.
That's all I'm saying. Don't make it seem like we gullible and we getting swing.
We had a guy who married a Cuban, okay? Had 3 children with a Cuban. Went to Miami for the first time after 5 or 6 years. She got her passport.
Okay.
Went to Dayland Mall, I'll never forget. Had the 3 children with him. She said, you all go upstairs, go shop. They ain't never been to Miami.
They're his children with her?
His children.
Okay.
6 o'clock, Dayland Mall is closed. I used to live in that area. 6 o'clock, the mall getting ready to close, 5:45. He goes downstairs, him with the children. And mommy's over there talking to some people. And the children run over there, mommy, me don't know you. Me don't know you. And I said, what the hell is this? So the husband go up to her. What you mean, you don't know them? And these are our children. Say, who are you? Notice this real life. Okay? And the guy saying,
I know it's real life. I'm not trying to laugh. It's the way that you're telling the story, though.
He started raising hell.
But,
when he looked, the damn Cuban
Security
police put a gun to his head. Move away.
Now, I know we're making,
He came back to the Bahamas crying like hell. Him and his 3 children. They never saw that woman again. Because the average foreigner who does that to you, come here for a purpose. I want a better life.
Okay, so the question
and my
that I
life
have
is to go stateside.
Is there something that government could do? Is there something that immigration could do to make sure that you're not just coming here in order to A, fish, or B, find another way or find an avenue
These
to get
fellas
to
go
the
over there
States?
so they want bright-skinned woman with curly hair. I know what you, listen, in my constituency off Gladstone Road, I wouldn't say which corner, there was 2002. I gone to there one weekend, and I see these about 8 babies, and these children pregnant. I said, what's going on here? I said, how you get pregnant? We went up to the campaign on Carmichael Road, the place, the detention center.
Okay. Yeah.
All of them happy. I said, what's this all about? Pot cake. You don't see how pretty this little baby is? You don't hear me? That happened. They have viewers that they want with pretty, bright-skinned babies with curly hair. They go get the fella, go in the place, get pregnant, and come back, and they happy as hell. The baby don't never know who the daddy is, and they don't care. But I got a pretty baby with curly hair.
Look, we going off.
It's real life I'm talking about.
I know, but we going off. My question
They going off. They going off.
My question is, what can we do to ensure?
Not a damn thing.
But there's things that we could do. Even in Trump America, they're making it more difficult now.
There needs to be a conversation.
No, but you could make sure that it's not an automatic thing. You could make sure that they have to be here a certain amount of years. You could have, and I don't know our process, but I know in the States, you have to go with proof. You have to have pictures, videos, years of a relationship.
We just got this fast track. You show up on the shore and you're a citizen. What happened in the process of going through the process of residency?
It's normally 5 years.
Prove yourself.
Five
And
years.
then on to citizenship.
You think
go through it.
You
Listen,
think 5 years is enough?
I knew an architect, a well-known architect in this country. God bless him.
You know a lot of people who get swing, Mr. Miller. These are a lot of smart men who don't get swing.
Hey, the brothers want curly hair. Is it? I don't.
You know a lot of people who get
I want my
swing.
baby woman just how they are. I don't care what color he is. I love you.
Now we have Bahamian women in all shades, all sizes.
That's what I say.
Association.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't act like Bahamian women. You know, we
This
have our
guy,
beautiful Bahamian women, all
Mario,
shapes and
doctor.
sizes.
Cuban
Bahamian?
doctor.
Cuban? Okay.
Work at the hospital. Been married for about 6 years. Children gone to the big school what is the big school in there? The big expensive school.
I know what you mean.
O-
We ain't got to
Odie's.
call all the names.
What is that? The big one. Odie's, St.
No.
Andrews. She go to California on a conference for the Bahamas government. California. Been there for 10 days. The trip is now over. Sunday, be up to the pod and go back to the Bahamas. That night, her roommate, who was a friend of mine, she said, I ain't going back. I say, what? She got 2 children. They still here. You think she came back? You think they ever heard from her again? They have viewers that listen, you want these little bright-skinned, good-looking children? I can give them to you. It's like a chicken having a biddy. You leave the biddies there, and I go on.
So the men getting swing.
Yes.
Because the women want light-skinned children, or because the men want light-skinned children?
That happens it's happening right now.
I think it may be a little deeper than that.
It ain't no deeper
I think
than that.
it may be deeper than I just want light-skinned kids.
I've seen this happen over and over and over again. One fella when we was building Mario's, we were doing the paving on the road. This fella come there, man, this is my girlfriend. No, this is the woman I can marry. Came in the car, the woman driving the car. Then 4 fellas said, that's Mary. Said, that's who we used to fool with. Hello? The fellas know what's going on. Stick with your Bahamian woman. I love them and they love me. That's who I stick it with. You think I can move? I can change.
All right, so clearly we're not getting it with this. The point that Mr. Miller making right now is
it's factual.
Stay with Bahamian women
Exactly.
and you won't be in problems.
No, you can be in problems. Brothers, I can't. Oh, they can give you hell.
That's a different kind of problem.
You have to put them in. Because in the end, God can bless you.
It's called domestic problems.
Exactly.
You know what? We ain't gonna go there. We're not going there.
Exactly.
But we are speaking about illegal immigration. One of the other headlines, one of the other topics.
Love who
rather,
God give you.
That
That's all
made
I-
headlines.
love who God
I
give you.
try to move on from you
Okay,
and all the
let's
men you
move
know
now.
who keep
Let's
getting
move.
swing.
Yeah.
Shanty towns back in the headlines again. Government is saying they're moving forward with. Demolishing these shanty towns. I see they play the music. That means we gotta take a break. We're gonna come back and talk about your views with that when we come back. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
And I'm all for it. Take the damn land, man. That's your land. God give you that.
Can I welcome the people back to the show, please? Welcome back to the show. We left off talking about, getting into the conversation about shanty towns and the government saying that, they're going back out there and they're going to try and get rid of these shanty towns, these illegal homes that have been popping up everywhere. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I feel like this is something that comes up every couple of months. We always talk about the demolition of shanty towns, but the problem never seems to actually go away.
Because it's been there for 50 years. At least 50 years, maybe 60. I've been there. By using BEC light for free.
I remember.
They get the well water for free. What you talking about? This ain't nothing new.
No, that's what I'm saying. But every couple of years, you hear governments coming out and saying we're going to demolish these shanty towns.
Right. And then they demolish one. The fella go around the corner with the other one, and he come back and pick up all his scrap. And if the scrap still they didn't build there, but Bahamians now getting smart. 2 weeks ago, when we went to that campaigning, where the shanty town was, Bahamians now building there, and we went there, and all Bahamians.
So they're now building on.
They're building on the shanty towns with because their view is just like mine. You allow them to build. These houses 50 years. And I build it. Now I want you to come take me off my land. That's my land now.
How is that your land?
It is my land.
You
I'm
know,
a Bahamian. I'm born here.
You know what?
I've been here. Not born. I'm an organic Bahamian.
I understand that.
Bahamian, my parents Bahamian, my grandma, my great-grandma, my great.
But
that's
that land belongs to someone.
Yeah,
because
belongs to us. It belongs to all of us. It's crown. You know what crown is?
It's not crown land. Well, not all of it, because there was one person that was interviewed in one of the papers. Someone who was living on a shanty town, and he said that he was paying. He pays a Bahamian rent. He's paying $350.
You only paying a fella who there building the houses and getting money from them.
Yeah, he's paying somebody rent to be on somebody's land.
It's still illegal.
I understand that it's illegal, but I'm saying that I can't just go and build on
Well, you can't
other
just
people.
do it. They could do it. What stop you? Because you want.
Because I don't want my house get demolished.
Because you want to ascribe to the norms of society, and they don't.
Yeah. Well, they said, in all fairness, I think that that it has been said that not only Haitians are occupying these shanty towns, Bahamians are living there as well.
Yes. And the problem with that is, Sally, is that here we goes, and like you said at the top, every so often the government start these demolishing program. I think it's too helter-skelter. I think we need to serve notice on all communities from Inagua in the south to Grand Bahama in the north, if you're in a shanty
Especially
town,
Abaco,
if you're in a wherever it is, Abaco, if you're in the shanty town, we're destroying them, we're demolishing them. You have 30, 60 days, whatever it is, to demolish them. So when I come in Abaco 30 days later, I'm demolishing. When I come down in Andros 120 days later, I don't have to issue no new 30-day notice. I told you this from 6 months ago. We're coming, we're demolishing, and if you're still there, it's on you. All these little start and stop. Each time you take this one down, you go there. The ones that are in Andros now, I learned, came from all the way from as far as Abaco. When they were destroying them in Abaco, some in New Providence, they find new areas to shift to because you're giving them these space to move to. And each time we hear the people in the community start to complain that, oh, we see houses going up, we see these little shacks going up. We take months before we go there, and then it's a whole town.
Exactly.
Look on the main road, West Carmichael Road, with the used to be the well fields. Okay, so we saw, I think it was about 2 years ago, the leader of the COI lead a group down there, and
He's selling land on there now.
He told them that they had the
Who's
right.
selling land on there now?
He told them they had right to the
He's
crown
selling land on there right now.
A number of people went there, and there is
He's
no
a real
town.
estate agent.
If the government,
He's a real estate
hold on,
agent. He's a real
I
estate
learned
agent.
that even
He's selling-
even the government have allotted land to people out there, so it's not entirely him.
Okay.
My point is, there's no laid out plan for a township or anything.
No.
People just go, I go in here, I'm going there. There's no road plan, there's no structure. Lay out a plan of a town if you're going to redevelop this area, if you're going to develop this area for a new town. Don't just let people go
If
and
the
build.
foreigner could build, the
all
Bahamians
kind
could
of
build.
little
I
shacks
agree, because
all
in
over the
order
place.
for me to build, I gotta go pay $5,000 for plans. I gotta go make sure that the infrastructure in place. I gotta have $60,000 to carry to the bank. I have to have my lawyer fees. I have to have my down payment. I have to have everything.
Whatever you allow them to do, I could do.
We've got to develop this country in an orderly manner.
Agreed.
Yeah. Even Bahamians can't do whatever they want, wherever they want.
So what can you do about the problem?
There is laws to deal with that right away.
So what do
we
you
just
do with
deal with the laws to helter-skelter. We just got to be more efficient in administration of the laws of the Bahamas.
And then what do you do with the hundreds? How
the
many
problem.
people do y'all think live in these? Hundreds, thousands?
Thousands.
Thousands. Then what do you do with the thousands of people that you just displaced?
We do have an issue here.
Lease Carnival.
With affordable
We do
housing.
what?
Lease.
Hold on.
Carnival ship and
As it relates to Bahamians,
Carnival ship.
as it relates to Bahamians, we do have an issue with affordable housing here.
Yes, we
that
do.
must
Number
be
one.
addressed simultaneously with this. Okay, and so we have a number of issues that we've got to be dealt with, but we've got to deal with them. We can't just leave them just to happen.
No, but you know, we're making fun of it and laughing about it and talking about just go.
It's real life.
But it is real life, and you know, a lot of Bahamians cannot afford to build.
No, they can't.
They cannot afford to purchase
rent.
land. I was just going to
They
say,
can't
and they
afford to
cannot
rent.
afford to rent, which is why they probably do
It's
not. Rent
easier
is
today for you to give me a mortgage to pay than to pay rent.
Exactly.
I could pay a mortgage easier than I could pay
No,
rent.
but I can't pay the mortgage because I cannot. I don't qualify for the mortgage.
You can't qualify to get the mortgage,
Right.
but as far as what the mortgage is,
Yeah,
rent
no,
is
very much
that
so
and
true.
more.
Because I know people paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in
rent.
rent, and the bank is not giving them a mortgage, but they are proving that they can pay.
They can pay more, but they
still
can't
don't give
qualify
them
with all of the down payment,
No.
all of the fees, and all of the
You
other
have to have a
requirements.
minimum of $50,000, $60,000.
But you put them in a house, they can afford the mortgage because they're paying those hefty
Okay,
rents.
so then what do you do? Then I just go and set up a shack in the shanty town
listen.
because I
Socially,
can't afford to build
you
my
must
own
have a
home.
more
Socially,
regulated
we're
system.
responsible for our people. Housing is an essential
Number one priority.
need of our country.
It is.
Number
and
one.
we must do more to help those that cannot help themselves.
I know every time election season comes around, we talk about crime, we talk about, food, cost of living, we talk about immigration, but do you think we really talk about housing and affordable land and rent and the
not
things that to the point where Bahamians will feel like they are being heard?
No, we have not talked it. We have not dealt with it to that level. The government touted the various homes that they're building, but who's getting these homes? Who's going in them? A lot of people.
Mind you, bear in mind now, when the government of Bahamas first won the election in 1967, I think it was 1970.
An aggressive program.
When they erected Yellow Elder Gardens, right? That was a good policy.
It was an aggressive program.
And it was a good program that everybody benefited from.
And you see Yellow Elder go from Blue Hill Road all the way
But
out
what
to
has
Purple
happened
Avenue now.
over the years, the cost of living has gone so high, inflation has taken so much of your money. Back then, Yellow Elder was at $50,000 for a 3-bedroom home.
Total?
In total, because the government always give you the land. I wonder if you realize that.
50,000, that's it?
Yes. Right now.
You can't even buy property
Right
for
now,
50,000 now.
the people who are living in that new community, Old Carmichael Road, this is a first-class community, by the way. I've been out there.
Wonderful,
right?
beautiful.
The government gives them those lots for free now.
And
They
then
don't pay for the
build
lots, you know.
They pay for the
They
homes
pay
on the
for the
lot.
home, and the home is $200,000. That's the cost of the home. The government always give you the land. This is why the Honorable Minister is now acquiring land. And he's very aggressive with it, Minister Keith Bell. And he needs to go in places like Camp Road, St. James Road, 5 Pound Lot, where you have all kind of vacant land that was never built on in 100 years. You have to acquire them and put homes for the people.
Can the average person, Bahamian, afford a $200,000
They can't.
home?
They can't.
They can't afford it. First of all, they don't qualify. And you got to realize that 7 or 10 of the houses that the government built, those people, after about 5 to 6 years, hasn't paid in about a year.
I know they have a lot of defaults.
Great default.
And
We have to build a better system to assist those who cannot help themselves. The government's first obligation is to take care of their people.
Agreed.
Okay? And we got to find a way to do it. My suggestion was very simple to the PM when I spoke to him. We got to let the Chinese come and build some houses for us. With great respect to our fellas. Right? Would it take them 6 months to build? The fella could build 100.
But how will that still, I still am not qualified by government standards, by private institution standards to get in that house.
Yes, you have to make
I need
it
to be able
possible.
to qualify.
First of all, most of those who are there have a government job, eh? You realize that?
But how much are they being paid, and how much is that check being stretched after you done pay your car payment?
The biggest problem
the
you have is that
$900 to
most,
BPL.
over the last 40 years of my life being involved in frontline politics, you got to have 3 persons in the house working. So that means you, your brother, and your sister, or 3 of y'all go and sign the loan. Now, somebody can get married. So the minute the brother or sister get married, you only got 2 then. And the 2 salaries come time, cannot pay it. And that's where the problem comes. Then another one get married, or you got to fight with them and they move out. Then you're on your own. Then you can't pay it at all.
So
and some people believe that once the government give you a low, when they say give, low-cost house, that is theirs, that I vote for you, and Port guys should be able to have this house.
And they shouldn't have to pay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I agree
that's
with
a
that
fact.
stance. I'm saying that that's
it
what
is
they
wrong,
say. Yes.
but that's the mentality with many of them. That's
So,
why
okay,
you
so
throw
what is
me
the
out
solution? What
of
do
my
we
house. You have to. It's really a learning process with the government having a social program and a network out there to continue to educate our people on the high cost of living, how you can save, how you got to be productive.
How can you save?
Save. You got to be getting
When
something
I say
to
save,
save.
I'm talking about saving the $10,000 to get a home. It takes them 5 years to do that.
Exactly.
Believe it or not.
Because I gotta pay BPL $900 every month.
Exactly.
I gotta buy groceries. One bag of groceries is
the whole
$200.
structure economically has to change.
Some people's
for the betterment of the people.
10,000, $12,000.
Yeah, they cannot afford to pay
And
it.
you shouldn't allow these people these exorbitant rates as much as 18 to 20% to take advantage of these poor people like they're doing now.
That's what's happening. Well, can the government do something to stop that? Because that's a
Yes,
private
you can do
institution.
something to stop it.
That's a private bank. They could charge whatever they
No, I'm
want
not talking about the private, not in the private banks, there's all these hackers out there.
Okay.
A lot of them are there now, you know.
Is there something that
You
can
got
be
about
done?
20 of them right now competing with each other. You saw it happen, Mrs. Rule from the Financial Service Commission. Closed that one down on our road. They were ripping people off with selling vehicles and things.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
You get a lot of unscrupulous people in this country that takes advantage of the poor. Yeah. The government obligation is to see to it that people in society are covered, especially those who cannot help themselves. That is your first obligation. Help those who cannot help themselves and see that they're not taken advantage of by the unscrupulous ones who got more but want more. Because you can never satisfy a hog, eh? No, you just can't. Greed. You can't satisfy greed.
Agreed. I agree.
Okay.
But what can we do? I mean, even with rent, do I just pay $2,000-$3,000 for the rest of my life?
In
because I
Stapleton
can't
Garden right
afford it?
now, $1,800, $2,000 for 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
That been built
5
from,
years ago.
that been built from 1952.
Exactly. 5 years ago, it was $1,200. How the hell did it get to $2,000?
No furniture, no nothing. The same pink tiles and purple
Exactly.
top and
Supply
green top
and
they had
demand.
from
And they
1952.
also rent them
a
out
few
now.
weeks ago.
What that thing nobody's rent them? What do they call it? Airbnb.
Airbnb. You paying $1,200 in Angleton and
for an efficiency.
It's so unfair.
Not for an efficiency, the bed and in the kitchen. And they want
Exactly.
$1,500 for that.
It's so unfair.
So how do we survive? How do we live?
We have something called the Rent Control Act.
Are they doing what they're supposed to do?
It's not enforced. It's not being enforced, from what I've seen. We got to enforce it.
But what are they saying? The renters, the
I don't
landlords are
know
saying
that.
that the mortgages are high. They got to pay. Tiling is high.
Right now,
Construction costs are high.
Right now, the banks are giving you loans less than 10%, you know. Most of the banks are competing.
But
Fidelity Bank raising hell.
less than 10% still means
to buy
that
cars, not necessarily.
But if I'm buying a house, that still means I have to come up with at least $30,000-$40,000. Where I gonna get that from?
They ain't gonna lend you no money to go in business, but they lend money to buy a damn car.
Where do I get the $30,000 from?
I don't know. I don't know how you asking me.
I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna be able to
You need
afford
to
it?
have at least 2 or 3 booths.
You know, they ain't really spending like that no more. They want it from us now. The women gotta pay all. I mean, I don't know. They ain't got it no more. They cutting back,
They ain't
you know?
got it. You want to the fella trying to hustle you?
Exactly. You know what? It has been a pleasure, guys.
Again, supply and demand. You want my body? You gotta pay me.
Now we get to talking about paying for bodies and stuff now.
But what else you need to be paying for?
Are you talking about funeral home, Leslie?
That better be what we're talking about. I'll let you guys have the last word. It's time for us to go. Y'all can wrap up. Anything you want to say, Mr. Miller, you go first.
Who, me?
Yeah, we wrapping up. You let him play the
You know,
music.
let us be careful. Last week, lady got killed in Delutra.
4 children.
With 4 children left. Drive
Very
careful.
sad story.
And all of us should show more love to each other. A lot of murders this last week again. I'm always scared of the weekends. Friday, Saturday.
Especially
always
long
scared.
holidays.
We just need to show more love and concern to each other. And let's be our brother's keepers. You know, and let's stop talking bad about each other and trying to destroy each other, especially the character. But these people on this same building is a dangerous device.
Very true. I agree.
Very
1,000%.
dangerous. And they believe you can get away with anything,
Because
bringing
they type
people
it
down.
through the screen.
Okay?
I agree. 1,000%.
And I always say, I ain't gonna lie on nobody, and I ain't gonna lie for nobody. So when I tell the guy, go pay the woman the money, pay the woman the money.
Your last words, please wrap up.
Brothers out there, Bahamians everywhere you go, man. Listen, having a good time this weekend, going out to enjoy yourself. Peace on the streets, man. Let's love one another. Let's put away the hate, man, and the killing of our brothers and sisters. Let's just love one another, man.
All your white brothers and sisters, they don't be killing each other.
Man, that was his last word.
Follow them. They can teach you how to live.
It has been a pleasure being in your
I follow
company
that.
tonight. I'll be back next week. Shanique is still out. Good night, everyone. I'm Francesca Brown. Have a good evening.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.